Daybreak Live on WOTM and WOIL television, brought to you by Sarah Automotive. It is 3 after the hour, 63 degrees now. We're joined by Sam Moore, local musician and artist and songwriter. And Sam, good morning to you.
How you doing this morning?
I'm well. Good to have you aboard with us. And for those who don't remember, Sam was back with us some months ago, and he has released another song. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But kind of caps, who is Sam Moore and how did you get started in music?
I started music. My dad passed when I was 15, and a friend of mine was like, hey, you should try playing music. It's my outlet to things. And so I started it. Was frustrated for a while with the guitar, and then I fell in love with it after a while. But Sam Moore is just a struggling artist who's really after God's heart for the most part.
Yeah, and when your dad died, you were kind of aggravated about some things, weren't you?
Yeah, so he died the day after my 15th birthday. And so for the longest time, I was like, why me? It's not fair. Like, you could have taken anybody else, and you took my best friend. So,
yeah.
And that's really why. Like I said, my friends will tell me all the time I beat my guitar up too much when I'm strumming, but it's all my passion going into it.
So how did you learn to play the guitar?
Mainly looking at YouTube videos, watching people play and seeing where they put their hands, and then really from there on just teaching myself.
Did it seem like a monster to begin with?
115%, yes sir. It was. I looked at this box of strings and I was like, how does that make music? There's no way that thing makes music. And one thing led to another, and my guitar is my best friend.
So tell us a little bit about, now you live in Stewartville? You live in Stewartville now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And went to school at Huntington. At the time we first interviewed, you were going to school at that time?
Yes, sir. I'll be a junior in August.
Okay.
So I'm still there.
Working at Honda now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's kicking my tail.
There you go. There you go. Sam Moore is our guest this morning. Now, talk about the first song that you released.
Okay, so it's called Here I Am, and I know I mentioned last time I was here I was going to cut it again and put it out, which I did, which is still just on YouTube, but it's, like I said, it's Here I Am. It's just tells a lot about me, of who I am as a person, and I'm really proud of it. It was definitely a stepping stone. It's not, in my opinion, as good as the one I just put out, but it's, you got to start somewhere, and that was my starting point. Yeah.
Now, you're going to be in Sylacauga real soon too, aren't you?
Yes, sir. June 24th, I'll be playing at Bandits over here on Fort Williams from 8:30 to 11.
So tell me about the instrument that you use.
So the guitar. And I play ukulele too, and a little bit of drums, but the guitar is my main thing. It's just...
What type of guitar is it you play?
It's just a cheap Yamaha guitar. Okay. Now at school, I play on the worship team at Huntington, and I have a Breedlove, it has a beautiful sound to it. But my Yamaha, my Old Faithful, she's always been there for me, no matter what. And she's got in my opinion, a really good sound to her. I use medium strings, so it has kind of a not too high, not too low pitch to it.
So you kind of stay with what brought you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about your church background?
So I grew up going to Weguffka Family Worship Center down in Weguffka. Mm-hmm. And then once Dad died, I really wasn't the biggest fan of church. And a friend of mine...
Why?
Because like I mentioned earlier, I was angry at God, and I didn't see a point in going when he had just taken my dad, you know. And then, so for about 2 years-ish, I ran from God. And a friend of mine invited me to the Cowboy Church in Fayetteville. Mm-hmm. And I started, doing leading worship for the youth there for a while. And then we branched off from there. And I kind of play guitar at 2 churches now. The church that's branched off, which is Cowboy Christian Fellowship, and Russell Chapel Baptist down in Fayetteville.
Okay. Now, you just released a new single, Church with the Wooden Doors, Sam Moore, with that release. And that's a kind of unique name for a song.
Yes, sir. And so I got the name. I was on FaceTime with one of my friends. She lives in South Carolina. And we're talking about our biggest fears. Like me, I don't like clowns, don't mess with them at all. And so she was like, well, my biggest fear is, old beat up churches that are just abandoned with wooden doors. Because, you hear about it all the time being haunted. So that's where she was coming from. And I was like, that'd make a good song. She was like, what? I said, Church with Wooden Doors. And so back in November, which is right a little bit before I wrote the song, my cousin was getting married, and I told him I wanted to write a song for him. Mm-hmm. So Church with the Wooden Doors came to be. It's about a young couple who are getting married, buying a house, having a little girl, all that kind of stuff.
So is it available now?
It is. It's on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Music.
Okay.
And not SoundCloud, I'm sorry, Amazon Music. That's not bad.
Sound More, our guest is more. Now, is this your second release, or have you had more?
This is my second one, yes, sir. I'm planning on hopefully getting another one out, if not by the end of summer, by September.
People wonder sometimes, what goes into songwriting?
So a lot of times it's your emotions that you don't have the words for, scribbling down ideas and ideas and ideas, and then putting them into a rhythm, and then find the words that rhyme to fill in. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes, I'm just in the mood to write a song, and I'll ask my friend, hey, give me a topic. And they give me a topic, and I'll do my best to write a song. They're probably not that great, but if I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. And
Sound More, our guest this morning, local musician and artist, and he will be over at Bandits in just a few days. And, they've just started their summer activities at Bandits, and a lot of people go over there, so you should have a full house.
I hope so. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. What's next for you?
Well, school starts back in August, and, I did Collage Idol this past year, actually. Yeah. So I'm hoping to do that again coming up. I thought about auditioning for some of the big TV shows like American Idol and stuff like that, but I'm still hadn't, decided on any of that yet.
All right, talk about Collage Idol. That just ended a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A friend of mine, I was down in Montgomery for school, and she called me. She was like, hey, get up here at Bandits. They're doing Collage Idol. And I was like, no, that's just, hour and a half drive. I'm not worried about that. And then her mom picked up the phone and was like, hey, get your butt up here now before I come get you. I was like, all right, on my way.
I'm on the way.
On the way, got you. And so I came up there and did 2 songs. One was Church with the Wooden Doors, I'm pretty sure. And then Wish Grandpa's Never Died by Riley Green. Did those 2, got my little ticket. And then I made it to quarterfinals. So I got pretty decently far and then got eliminated, which is totally fine because I was doing it for fun. And that's really all it was, fun. I met some really cool people.
Got your foot in the door, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I'm hope be able to do it again this year.
Yeah. So in songwriting, you've got 2 releases. You're already looking at a third?
Yes, sir. I've had so Church with Wooden Doors is kind of a newer one that I wrote. Like I wrote it less than a year ago. I want to say maybe a little more. I'm not sure. But the one I'm releasing next, I'm actually doing with my fraternity brother. I played this for him one of the first times I met him, and he fell in love with the song. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, let me write a bridge to it, and me and you can put it out. And I was like, all right, cool. So he's going to have a song that he's recording, he's going to put it out, and then me and him are going to put that one out together. Okay.
Now, Sam Moore, how can people get in touch with you, Sam?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. My Instagram is guitarzan.20. Facebook's just Sam Moore, or my email, slmoore@hawks.huntington.edu.
So, what drives you to be successful?
Just really the passion I have for music. It's something I didn't know I had, because I grew up playing drums, and that was just kind of a thing I done at church. But I guess, what drives anybody to do anything? What drives you to get up and go to work every morning to a job you love? You love to do it.
So how do you encourage others, whether they're young or not so young, to follow their dream?
Well, I always tell myself, if there's a note I can't hit in a song, you got to start somewhere. So you just keep on, because hard work does pay off in the end. Even if not one soul on this earth hears you, you accomplish something yourself. Okay. And that's something you'd be proud of.
Yeah. So how can people get your new single, Church with the Wooden Doors?
Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's free to download. I didn't make any money because I'm...
Right. And you're going to be over at Bandits when now?
June 24th.
All right, let's have a big crowd over there. Sam Moore, thank you for coming by this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We got more Daybreak just ahead. Don't go away.